5 things that Satan can never do to you according to the Bible. The first point is Satan cannot tempt you without God's permission.
The book of Job is often cited to support the idea that Satan needs permission. In this story, Satan seeks permission from God to test Job's faith, and God grants it, but with limitations.
The second point is Satan cannot read our minds.
Not omnipresent, he cannot be in more than one place at a time. Only God is everywhere, and only God knows everything, while Satan must rely on his army of demons to do his bidding.
The third point is Satan cannot compel us to sin.
Let's refer to the passage in James. It states that when we are tempted, we should not attribute it to God, for he cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he tempt anyone. Rather, temptation arises when we are drawn away by our own evil desires and enticed. When desire rakes hold and gives birth to sin, and when sin reaches its fullness, it leads to death. This passage reveals that temptation stems from our sinful desires. However, it is essential to understand that being tempted is not inherently sinful. Sin occurs when we yield to temptation and engage in actions that are disapproved by God. Though Satan can influence the thoughts and hearts of individuals who have not fully surrendered to Jesus.
The fourth point is Satan cannot make you suffer without God's permission.
When Satan wants to destroy a saint, he must get permission before he touches him. So he comes to God and says, Job only worships you because he's rich. If I take his camels, donkeys, servants, he'll curse you. And God gives him permission, but he puts a limit. Don't you touch his body. So he kills them all. Job falls on his face. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Satan has to get permission to go after his body, and he gets it. But God says, don't you kill him. Isn't that remarkable? So Satan does harm to us, but not without God's say.
And the fifth point is Satan cannot hinder your salvation.
The Bible acknowledges Satan's role as an accuser, tempter, and deceiver, actively working against believers. Passages like 1 Peter 5:8-9 and 1 John 4:4 describe his efforts to lead believers astray and devour them. Genuinely saved? Their salvation is secure? Romans 11:29 states that God's gifts and calling are irrevocable, meaning salvation cannot be lost. While Satan cannot ultimately take away salvation, believers are called to resist him. Passages like James 4:7 and 1 Peter 5:8-9 instruct believers to resist the devil, and he will flee from them.